So this is a Thanksgiving tradition. Like all Italians in the United States, we probably make lasagna for Thanksgiving, but this is going to be a little bit of a different lasagna. We're going to make einkorn lasagna, an ancient grain lasagna, using a filling of bechamel cheese, organic squash from my son's farm. We're going to add some Gruyere cheese, a little bit of smoked mozzarella. You're going to be at our table and you're going to enjoy it with us. So this is the time to put our squash into the oven. Getting ready. This is a sweet squash. My son actually brought it from his organic farm in North Carolina. So we're very excited to use this. And look, we just put a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We're going to put it in a preheated oven at 375 degrees. And we're gonna let it sit in here for about 30 minutes or till a fork can penetrate the flesh so we can easily puree and put in our bechamel sauce to make our traditional Thanksgiving lasagna. A little bit of water. I put 3/4 of a kilo in here, so 750 grams to make this lasagna. A little bit more water. Oop. So we're almost at the end of our preparation. Look how soft and smooth our dough actually is. We're going to have a rest for a little bit, about 20 minutes. And the reason why we have to let the dough rest after we beat it up a little bit is because that is the time where gluten formation actually happens. And without the gluten, this dough, if we would have to work it now in our pasta machine, this dough actually will come back and will not give us a relaxed lasagna, which is what we need for a beautiful squash bechamel lasagna. So I'm going to let this beautiful, soft, smooth dough relax. We'll come back, we'll make la lasagna, and in these 25 minutes that the dough will rest, we'll make our bechamel sauce. And our squash is going to be ready. So we're going to start our bechamel preparation. 1 stick of butter. The bechamel preparation is a French preparation that Italians really incorporated very, very fast. And they use it now in many of pasta preparations, lasagna especially, preparation. We add it in pasta forno, oven baked ziti when we make our pasta. So the part of the bechamel preparation that is important is to browning the butter and then browning the flour, because that is the part that is going to give the flavor. Then we add the milk. Once the bechamel is ready, we're going to dress it up for our lasagna for today, for a squash lasagna. We're going to incorporate inside the bechamel the squash and Gruyere cheese and a little bit of smoked mozzarella cheese. That is to enhance the flavor of the squash that is sweet, so we want to put a little bit of the flavor of the strong Gruyere and smoked mozzarella cheese. Okay, so as you can see, the butter is bubbling, slightly browning. We're going to add the flour, whisk it. So look at this. Remember, this is the part that gives the flavor to the bechamel, is browning the butter and a little bit of the flour too, without burning it. So adding salt, we add pepper, So we added 100 grams of flour to our 100 grams of butter. Now we have 1 liter, our beautiful little bottle of whole milk, and we're gonna slowly add it so the sauce will thicken the flour, the milk, the butter. We keep on stirring while we add it. We add the milk. Again, don't worry about this, it will all disappear. And then we're going to cover it, stir occasionally, and let it cook for about 20 minutes. Once the bechamel is done, cooked, we're gonna add our cheeses and our squash. And that is our sauce for our lasagna. The squash is ready. Beautiful. Look how fantastic this squash is. So our bechamel is ready. We're going to add our cheese for flavor, some Gruyere cheese. Let it melt inside. Some smoked mozzarella. These are cheeses that melt well. And once the cheese melts and flavors our bechamel sauce, we're gonna add, look how beautiful this squash is. A color that says, please eat me. We're going to make a wonderful sauce for a einkorn lasagna. Hey Teresa, here we go. Our sauce, the bechamel sauce with squash and cheese is ready. You want to try?
I absolutely want to try it. That's really good. That is. I like the way you pureed the squash, but not all the way, so you can still feel the texture of it. That is.
And that is your squash.
That is. It has
Good
never
squash.
tasted so good.
I'm happy. Okay, ready. Our pasta has rested. The dough is ready. We have the family together. We're gonna start with a little piece at a time. Francesca, put the dough back because we don't want it to dry. This is a pasta machine. We're gonna start with the larger, yes. Depending on the machine, the low number means that it could mean that is the thickest, the largest, or it can be that is the thinner. In this machine, the number 1 is the largest. So what we do with the pasta, with the dough, is that we're gonna fold it a few times and go through the thickest, the largest again, part of the pasta.
The widest
setting of the pasta machine. It's a little bit wet, the dough, so we're going to put a little bit of flour.
That's just to keep it from sticking to the machine.
Keep it and being smoother through the machine. So this is probably about 6 to 8 times. We're gonna do it one more time, and then we're going to go through the thinner part of the machine. We're gonna go down 1 notch. I'm gonna cut it in half. One down. And the good thing is, we're gonna make it thin enough that once we don't have to cook it before we put it in the oven. We're going to just put it in the oven. So this is pretty thin, as you can see. You can see your hand through it. That is what we want. And Francesca cut our lasagna. We're gonna put it in our floured. We wanna make it a little bit prettier. We're gonna cut this and use it later. So we're gonna have
So we ended up at a setting of about 5, which is for this machine halfway to the thinnest.
just because of this dough, the way it's coming out, that I'm going to use this setting. In certain machines, we have to go
All the way?
all the way. So I'm gonna go back. If Teresa, do you wanna try?
Yeah. Okay, so we're back at the thickest setting.
And go down. So our lasagna, we're gonna use it pretty much right away. So it's not gonna dry. Our pasta is gonna stay like this. And we don't have to pre-cook it, which is a great saving of time. And as you can see, it's a very fast, we can make this very, very fast. Especially when you have people that help you. We are at the final moment to put everything together and then in the oven. So we're gonna put some bechamel sauce and squash sauce on the bottom of a pan, just to make sure that that is where our lasagna is gonna sit. And again, this is a little bit unusual. We're not gonna cook this lasagna because it's so thin and so fresh that it's going to actually cook inside the oven without pre-cooking it.
If you were going to do this with store-bought lasagna, you would have to pre-cook it?
Yes, unless you buy the pre-cooked ones, which I don't recommend it because the couple times that I've tried it is a little bit too gooey. Okay, we're gonna put our lasagna. These beautiful ancient grain lasagna. Here we're gonna cover all the spots, put another layer, and Teresa, don't forget, some Parmesan cheese is always what we need.
On it.
And we're
Too
gonna
much Parmesan cheese.
and we're gonna keep on layering these colors. It's like a paint.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Beautiful.
Okay, Francesca, just spread it. Parmigiano. Love. Very good. This looks beautiful. Okay, right on. This is our final lasagna before the oven, and it's going to be in the oven at 350 for about 15-20 minutes. We're peeking inside the lasagna. Let's see. Wow, it's beautiful. This is the moment to put the oil in, and then we'll see the end result. And we're ready. This is a gift for our senses, for our stomach. Delicious.
This looks delicious.
So, buon appetito. Delicious, intense, nutty.
And then the combination with the cheese, it just goes great together.
And the squash is sweet, and the Gruyere and smoked mozzarella complement that. It is really good job. Dalla mia cucina alla tua cucina con amore.